your epilogue to get to.
Mm-hmm. Do I need to put up my character's stuff or no?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably in case there needs to be a roll. Like I'm on
Oh,
Foundry right now.
okay. Is it? Oh, it's on the rings. Well, Solandis. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's on Solandis.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. What's up to you? What do you want to do first for your epilogue? What is Seth getting into?
So where we left? Where did we last leave off again? Is this like we're already left and try to make it back home or whatever? Or is this like?
This is wherever you want it to be. It can be at the party, after the party, years down the line. It's where we're leaving Seth off.
I think probably years along down the line.
Okay. Then what has Seth been doing after Widowstone Keep?
I would say spending time with family and Lavaterra.
Okay. Then, for the spending time with family, would you move your family back to the Hollow? Or would you take them to the Titanic Ring, which is where Lavaterra is currently at, and Bellataria being a countess?
Titanic Ring or Hollow? I think I'd take them back to our home where we, our lineage, where our ancestors are and stuff. I don't think I would force them somewhere else where
Gotcha.
we don't live. You know.
That's fair. Then, during these years, your mother, Kelly, father, Devon, would resettle the Hollow, building things back up till where it was, and even better than where it was before the fall of Teprez and the coming of Althara, the Impure. And at least for Lavaterra, she would keep you close as the Countess Consort of the county. And overall, would you marry Lavaterra, or would you keep the relationship as it is kind of now?
No, I'd marry her.
Gotcha.
Have little Seth running around.
It would be probably a decade or so before that would come to pass. But I think at least for a while, Lavaterra would settle down with you. And having you at her side as she's building up the county. Would you take on the role of more stay-at-home dad with the kids? Because Lavaterra she's a free spirit, off doing her own thing, mostly.
I think so. Yeah, I'd take him to back home where I used to live and whatnot. And I still keep up with trying to maintain good relations with the tree as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't lose my powers in that sense too as well.
Gotcha. So
and maybe hopefully find something new as well. That maybe awaken or make myself stronger or something.
Gotcha. Certainly possible, as you are constantly torn between the two rings, balancing your responsibilities there, your family on the Titanic. But you're able to help the rebuilding process on the Primordial Ring, growing in power, and your depth and connection to the Tree of Primordial Magic only deepens as the decades pass, as you become a protector of the ring.
Oh, protector of the ring. Which one?
Primordial.
Okay.
As is your intended purpose. With the spirit of serenity in you, used to keep the balance of the ring. Make sure that it is stable so that life can flourish and grow. And that's even more important after everything that occurred during the Vitality War.
So I'm like a guardian.
Yes. You
So
are.
I hunt creatures down that would disturb the peace, basically.
Mm-hmm. A lot of
Okay.
demons, a lot of mind flayers,
Gotcha.
beholder or two.
Awesome.
But while you're in your prime, is there anything else that you're trying to accomplish or do?
Hmm. Probably just train people as well,
Hmm.
like people in the village or in general, so um, they be able to defend themselves in the village, and they become like my students and a part of my pack in a sort.
Okay. So the pack grows then.
Yes.
And are you talking about the citizens of the Hollow being trained to
Yeah.
fight? Okay. And the
And
Hollow,
maybe getting my powers too, but I don't know if that's only for me only and like people that have the bloodline or whatever.
only those with the bloodline
Okay.
would be able to get that, but you could try and designate a successor, whether that be like one of your children or someone else in the village.
Yeah, that'll probably be way down the line to when I get old or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. But yeah, you can certainly help build those people back up. Um, although the original, home where your village came from, Amalathea, which once was called Rose Hollow, is being rebuilt on the Titanic Ring. When citizens attempt to move between rings, what is Seth's view of that? Are you encouraging them to go back home? Are you wanting them to stay in the primordial ring, or are you just kind of letting them do their own thing?
Them to do another thing, like if they're free will, if they want to stay or leave, that's their choice.
Gotcha. Then your fighting style, your teachings, your practices would be able to spread out a bit, going from the Hollow to Amalathea, across the Titanic Ring, and then therefore across the rings of Meropis themselves.
We'd have more power that way because then we can all see what's going on, and I have eyes and ears everywhere, basically.
For you would have allies everywhere, yes. Friends on every ring. Just in case you were hunting a particularly difficult foe.
Exactly. See, yeah, I have help and backup if I need it.
Absolutely. Anything else that you're doing or anybody you'd like to talk to during this
Um,
time in your life?
is Damon? He's out and about, or do I have no contact of where he is?
Damon would pop back in occasionally into your life. Usually if there was a problem. Or occasionally just to see how you were doing.
Oh, okay.
As you got older, you get older. He
Yeah.
does not age.
Yeah.
He would multiple times offer to induct you into the coterie of vampires.
Yeah. No, thank you.
But otherwise, he'd be around. You would never fully be as comfortable with his presence because you would begin to gather that the vampires under Claudia are reforming. There's definitely a hierarchical structure. They're harder to track down. Very much so more of this shadow cabal that's hiding in the corners of the rings of Meropis. So far, not doing enough to attract too much attention. And they generally, Damon would tell you, would handle their own if one vampire gets a little too hungry. But generally, their goal is to stay in the shadows. Occasionally, though, because you're such a good hunter, you would realize that some random disappearance, some crazy accident was not an accident. It was a vampire coming from the shadows to get someone. But that's kind of where Damon is operating now. Kind of in those shadows.
Okay.
More so a part of that line of beasts that are the vampires.
Okay.
That's where Damon is.
For Seth, I think that's probably about it. Him just training people, spending time with family. So I do have kids?
Yeah. How many kids do you want?
As many as she wants.
I mean, I would say that probably at least one is accidental for Lavaterra, as she always kind of saw herself as like a lone wolf. Like, she doesn't have time for kids. I think, though, after like the first kid, she would like probably heavily dote on them, while still trying to keep up this like hardened demeanor, toughen them up. Like, she would be the tough parent, while she would leave all the fun stuff, the quote unquote softness to you.
Okay.
But she would still, like, you would definitely gather love the kids very much.
How many ever she wants?
I don't think you could ever truly get that answer out of Lavaterra. I think that
So probably like 10.
I mean, I would leave that in your hands, because I don't know if Lavaterra would ever outright say, nah.
I'd probably say like 10 then.
10 kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Then lots of kids from the brood.
Yeah.
In that case, with those 10 kids, actually, I'd say she'd, just with how the timeline would work, probably stop at like 5 kids.
Okay. Okay, 5 kids.
5 kids, yeah. Just because you'd probably be getting older at that point, with how certain things are happening.
Yeah.
She
doesn't age, right?
She doesn't age, but you do.
Okay.
I think that would bring us to the next topic. How Seth would act when he's getting older. Lavaterra and the kids kind of like... Because the kids would grow to like an age of maturity, but then their growth would slow tremendously.
Yeah.
Like, as you faced your own mortality, what would Seth do as he realizes, now after like 80 years of life, his time was probably coming to an end?
I think he would ask her if he could stay with her forever.
I think then we kind of pick up as Lavaterra would look at you and just kind of furrow her brow. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I want to be like you. Immortality.
Immortality comes at a cost.
I'm ready to accept that cost. Even if it means losing my powers.
Making you immortal would require time, work.
I can wait.
I'll try for you.
Thank you.
Don't let anyone else know what I'm doing, though. They would probably have thoughts. Death doesn't like being cheated.
Your secret is safe with me.
It's your secret, darling. And mine. So, with this, Lavaterra would attempt to find a way to circumvent death for Seth, giving him immortality without you being undead or having any other consequences, I should say. So we'll roll for it.
Hey!
So I think this is probably the quickest, easiest way to do it. Lavaterra would go ahead and, after you basically let go of your powers, allowing the primordial spirit to pass on through the bloodline and kind of getting yourself ready, she would tie her magic, her energy to you. So you would be going off of her life force. So you would be kind of joined. As long as she lives, you live. But if either one of you dies, the other one goes as well.
Okay.
But she would give you that gift. Definitely reckless. She would do it. And so as we find Seth, he's probably now a little grizzled, at 60, at least looking 60. It's like salt and pepper hair. No longer having his powers, but he has a family. He has his home back. And so much more. Anything else for his epilogue?
I think that's it.
Gotcha. Then, right now we have a man who, when the campaign started, was in a world that was out of balance, a family that was broken, and who was really chasing shadows. Now the rings are balanced. Your home is fixed, family back together. And now Seth, out from the shadow of his brother, is leading the way forward in the world. And here's where we will end Seth's story.
Beautiful ending.
Going into the future, he is on the Titanic ring with Lavaterra and a brood of kids, which now in World Arc 2 would certainly be adults, but now we have them running around. Bunch of kids raised by, Seth and Lavaterra.
I think for my powers, I would lay out some challenges of like who's worthy of it. Like you know how like in like movies how they'll do like challenges and like who's actually worthy. Like if you fail, then you're not worthy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone that's kind of like me, you know, like honorable and all that stuff.
Gotcha. So, like,
That kind
anybody
of
could do these challenges?
no, just my kids.
Just your kids? Okay.
Yeah, heck no, it's not for everybody. Heck no.
Gotcha.
We want to give the power just to anybody,
Cool,
because
cool,
then they
cool.
can turn evil.
I mean, fair. Technically, Damon turned evil, so
Yeah,
Bloodline is safe, but
yeah.
fair enough. Then one of your kids will complete the challenge and will inherit the responsibility going into World Arc 2.
Good. That's good.
But there we go. That's Seth.
Beautiful end.